This is Romans 6 and 5. For if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, right? Planted together in the likeness of his death. See, we're planted together in the likeness of YAHAWASHI's death. Okay? So what happened with us in regards to us being baptized and buried, that also represents the likeness of YAHAWASHI's death. That's why I just explained what I explained in the last part, at the end. YAHAWASHI was buried in the sepulchre. We was buried or immersed in water. See? For if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, we shall, right, because we was planted together in the likeness of his death. So this says YAHAWASHI was buried or had died. So this YAHAWASHI was crucified and he was buried in the sepulchre. We was what? Buried, or rather baptized, immersed in water. So we was planted together in the likeness of his death, because YAHAWASHI's death and resurrection represented was death and resurrection in our own selves. So what we had went through, it was like the likeness of YAHAWASHI's death. For we have been planted together in the likeness of YAHAWASHI's death. Okay? That's what it means by planted together in the likeness of YAHAWASHI's death. His death symbolized something that we went through together with him. He had died, we had died. He was resurrected, so were we. And we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection. See? So what we went through, the YAHAWASHI's death, we went through a likeness of that. We were baptized and cleansed of who we once were. Our old person, our old man had died. But we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection. But it says YAHAWASHI was resurrected or raised up. Well, guess what? So we raised up as well. And as being as believers in YAHAWASHI being raised up, we walk in newness of life. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed. So our old man is crucified with him. Who he once were is crucified, meaning who he once were is dead. Look the word crucified. Maybe it give us some more insight. Let's see.
Strong's G 4957. Sustarao.
Sustarao. Doesn't really give us anything there. But it's talking about us being crucified with YAHAWASHI in a figurative sense. We know that much, because we didn't actually go on the cross. Knowing this, that our old man, maybe he has something for old man. Nah, that has nothing for old man. Maybe something for old. Let's see. But we already know what it means by old man. Our old man, who we once were. So it says, knowing this, that crucified with him. So our old man was crucified with YAHAWASHI, meaning who we once were, was crucified with him. So this says YAHAWASHI was crucified and died. We were crucified and died. Our old man was crucified and dead, buried. Okay? That's why it says, therefore we are buried with him by baptism into death. Our old man was crucified on the cross and dead and buried. Okay? Now, and when you baptize, you actually buried or immersed in water too. So it says, therefore we are buried with him by baptism into death. So we're buried with YAHAWASHI by baptism into death. Let me go back. Okay. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed. So our old man is crucified with YAHAWASHI figuratively, that the body of sin might be destroyed, that who our old man, who we once were, will be destroyed. That henceforth we should not serve sin. Meaning what? That sin, or that the law will no longer have dominion over us. Let me get something on that. You know what? I'm gonna get that next verses. For he that is dead is freed from sin, free from the bondage of the law. So we're no longer justified by the works of the law. That old person who he once were is dead. So now you're walking in newness of life, and we're justified through faith in Him which died for us, Yahawashi. Now, if we be dead with Yahawashi, we believe that we shall also live with Him. So if we be dead with Yahawashi, we believe that we shall also live with Him. See? 2 Timothy 2:11. It is a faithful saying, for if we be dead with Him, we shall also live with Him. There you go. Same thing. That's the same thing said in Romans. So if we be dead with Yahawashi, if our old men be dead, crucified, buried, just as Yahawashi died and crucified and was buried in sepulchre, we shall live with Him. Just as He was resurrected, so shall we. Just as He was resurrected and was given newness of life, we shall be resurrected and be given newness of life as well. In regards to us living into Yahawashi, being justified through the faith, and not living the lives that we once lived, by engaging in that same sinful nature that we had before. Romans 6:1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth. Right, so the law has dominion over man, rulership over man, as long as he liveth. And it starts to give you examples. For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law of her husband, so long as he liveth. So as long as he lives, she can't deal with no other man. That's what it's talking about, adultery. But if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law of her husband. So if her husband dies, she's free from the law of her husband. She can go and be with other men. So then he explains that. So then, if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from the law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. Wherefore, my brethren, ye also are become dead to the law by the body of Yahawashi. See that right there? A woman is bound to the law of her husband as long as he liveth, until he's dead. And it's giving you that same reference to us in the law. Wherefore, my brethren, ye are also become dead to the law by the body of Yahawashi. So just as her husband dies, now she's free from that law. Yahawashi died, now we're free from that law. We're dead to that law. In other words, it no longer has dominion over us, just as the law of a husband has dominion over a wife. That he should be married to another. That ye should be married to another. Just as when a woman's husband dies, she's now free to marry another. So when we have become dead to the law, let me keep reading it. Wherefore, my brethren, ye are also become dead to the law by the body of Yahawashi, that ye should be married to another. So we're dead to the law, now we can be married to another. Just as a woman who's bound by the law of her husband, when he dies, she can be married to another. Even unto him who was raised from the dead. But we're married to someone else. Meaning we're married to him that was raised into the dead, which is Yahawashi. Therefore being what? Justified through faith. So it gives you a correlation there. A woman that has the law has dominion over man, or authority over man as long as he liveth, just as a woman's husband is just as a woman is bound to the law of her husband as long as he liveth. She's only free from that law if he's dead, just as we were free from the law when we became dead to it by the body of Yahawashi, by him dying on the cross. And just as that woman's husband is dead, she can now marry another. Us being dead to the law, we can now be married to another, which is him that died for us, Yahawashi. So it's the same correlation. Wherefore, my brethren, ye are also become dead to the law by the body of Yahawashi, that ye should be married to another, even to him who was raised from the dead, that we should bring forth fruit unto the Most High. And even basically means which is. So it says that you should be married to another, which is to him who was raised from the dead, that we should bring forth fruit unto the Most High. And that's unto the Most High. And that's our duty, to bring forth fruit, to teach and to bring forth and gather souls for the kingdom of heaven, so that they may be delivered. So everything about Yahawashi's death symbolized something, you know. It wasn't just. That's why you gotta read the scriptures. Scriptures say, study to show thyself approved. Scriptures say, search ye out of the book of the Lord and read. Okay, that's important. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. Okay, So you gotta read. And the scripture say in Revelation, the first chapter, it says, "Blessed is he that readeth." It doesn't mean just to read, like to look at the words. It means to read and to comprehend, meaning to understand, which a lot of people, don't understand these things.